Glad you made it here. If this is your first time, then hello. If it's not, then welcome back. Come back. Hope you got your notepads, because I'm not going to leave any descriptions down the bottom. You're going to have to play through it. You're going to have to write it all down, all the ingredients and all the ways to do it. This channel right here is about narcissistic abuse, and it's about parental alienation. I'm guessing that you've been abused by a narcissist. Maybe you're an alienated child or an alienated parent. And so am I, all of those as well. So, and I've been making these videos trying to explain what parental alienation is and what narcissism is, based on my perspective and on my experience of it as well. And I know some of you have been asking about, hey, do tell your story as well. So I will, about the parental alienation. But there has to be times while we're trying to get through the parental alienation that we stop and we say, hey, you know what, let's create something. I'm a very creative person. Call me an INFJ. I think a lot of us probably are, actually, even though there's, I think it's one of the rarest types of personalities. It's the Myers-Briggs 16 personality types. And I am the INFJ. I thought I was INFP for a bit, but the P bit of it sometimes comes out because of trauma responses, but it's INFJ that I am. So I thought, just to break up and have a regular kind of thing where we can meet, where we can just get away from the suffering sometimes, the difficulties, the torment of it all, the heaviness of it all, and let's cook and recover. I don't think there's healing, but we learn to live with it in as best as way we can. And one of the ways we can do that is to cook. So we've got to do it anyway. Probably poor, most of us really broke because it's cost us a fortune or whatever it might be. We're broke in some kind of way or another. And so how do I get by with trying to live well and eat well? I'm going to show you how to cook, real cheap as far as I'm concerned, is cheap on this way, and how to make your money go a little bit further. Today. Got me a little bit of fish I need to use up. I've got a few extra potatoes, and I've got still got some milk left. I got a little too much milk, so I'm going to need to use some of that up. So I'm going to make fish pie. It's great. Love fish pies. I love cooking. I love doing all that kind of stuff as well. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm struggling today. In fact, actually, when you see me, I struggle most of the days. So some days are better than others, but I'm struggling. I'm going through a bit of a tough time right now, and I'll explain to you one day, but right now is not the time to explain to you what's actually happening. But if I take my mind off it, let's go cook. So what we're going to need, okay, right, potatoes. So I got myself 4 potatoes right here. Actually, I'm going to save that one for baking. I'll put that one another time. It's a nice baked potato. So you have to peel those. You need an onion, butter, salt, pepper, bit of nutmeg, try a bit of nutmeg, or ground nutmeg. You can grind it up or ground nutmeg, one or the other. A couple of cloves, you need a couple of cloves. You need some bay leaves, milk, some fish, different range of fish. I know it's expensive buying fresh fish, but look, when you really get down to it, you think of all the money you spend on junk food or on carry-outs, McDonald's, whatever it might be, okay? Add it all up, and I guarantee you spend more on junk food than you do on fresh food. So why not start spending your money on the fresh food, good food, and start weaning yourself off of the junk food, because it's not good for you, honestly. And there's me preaching. I've just come back from a long drive, and I've just had so much junk food for the journey. And my gut is just all over the place right now. It's going to take weeks. We just had Christmas as well. So that's all you need. Oh, parsley as well. Get yourself a saucepan. I'm going to make the sauce. You're going to want to work with a sharp knife all the time. What I do is I wet the knife, and I'll wet this, my little sharpener, and then I just give it a good cracking go. So there you go, a little bit of a wet over there, and watch your fingers. It's got a little guard on there, so watch your fingers on there. Just give that a bit of a clean as well, a bit of a wipe, either or. Watch your fingers now. I used to work for the Waffle House over there in the States, and I lived over there, and they taught me how to peel an onion. That's it, that's off. So all this lot, you can save all this lot, chuck it in your freezer bag full of goodies, and that'll go towards a nice stock later on one day. Why do we need the onion? Well, it's just for flavour. A few chunks, like that, and across. Chuck that in our pan. What else do you need? You need a little bit of milk. Depends how much sauce you want, obviously. A couple of cloves as well. Get a couple of cloves in there. And not many. So look, these cloves, don't go mad on the cloves, honestly, because I think 4 would probably be too many. If I chuck 3 in there, that's going to be cool. Okay, so what really works is to take these cloves and to just stud them into the onions. The reason I'm doing that is because it's a lot easier just to take the cloves out of the mix by just pulling out the onions. Right, so they go in with the milk. I'm going to take some of this parsley as well. I don't want the stalks, so I'm just going to take stalks off. Small little chunks again. Watch your thumb. I bend my thumb in and I rest the knife up against the fingers and the thumb. So again, I'm keeping my fingers out of the way. So get yourself a few bay leaves on there as well, just a few. You don't want to overpower it with bay leaves. You want a nice delicate flavour. And go. You want some eggs as well, so just pop those eggs on there. And you want some plain flour too. Right, I'm missing cream, so I need to pop down to the shop. Not double cream, single cream. And you know what? You don't even need the cream. Yep, single cream. A little dollop of single cream in there. Now we don't want too much, do we? Because we're watching our weight. Watching our health. That saucepan, actually, what we're gonna do is pop a few eggs, pop these eggs in there, and we want those eggs to be boiling up and harden those up as well. So do that in just a second, because what we're gonna do now is just pop the fish in with, there we go, turn that up, just get a bit of heat, and just gonna let that simmer for a while, get all nice juiciness and everything, like some flavour and stuff. So you're just letting the juice simmer, and what they call it, liquor. I think they call it liquor, strangely enough. And you're just boiling the eggs as well. You want the eggs to go hard, okay, hard boiled egg, or just about hard boiled eggs would be really gorgeous. I'm going to peel the potatoes. These are nice mashing potatoes, right? You don't want the firm waxy ones. These are ones that go all nice and floury. Maris Pipers are a good one. Peelings, they don't go in with your stock peelings. Starchy, don't want starchy. They actually go really good in the compost bin. Right, now the potatoes, going to cut the potatoes up. So that's about the size that you want. You see, these they'll cook, you know, reasonably fast. If they're too small, they'll get all floury. Now here's the thing, I don't know if you know this, okay, when you're cooking any roots like carrots, whatever it might be, start off with cold water, but if there's anything that's grown from above, like broccoli, peas, whatever it might be, then start with boiled water. So there you go, there's a trick for you. You want to put a little bit of salt in there possibly as well, but remember that you've got fish, so possibly lay back on the salt a little bit. And if you're using salty butter, which we're going to add the butter to the potatoes after it's done, then that's even more salt. So I'd say at this point, don't put any salt in the water. I normally would, but in this case, when you're doing the fish pie, I would not season the water, okay? Because otherwise it gets too salty. You want to keep your blood pressure down a little bit. You know what I mean? Times like this, you want to really keep that blood pressure down a little bit. Too much salt, not good for you sometimes. So chuck them in there. The old tatties, get some water. Whack the heat up on this one. Right, liquor looks a bit done, so we'll take that off the heat. Get the lid on the tatties. Helps to warm it up, and then turn it down to a simmer once it's actually starting to boil. Okay, right, so we're just going to take the fish out. A nice little bit of salmon there. You set yourself up a tripod one day. Looks like a bit of fish fat. It's all good. Get all the flavouring in there. A bit of smoked haddock there. Good decent fish, something that's fresh enough if you can. But you don't want the dye. trying to keep the artificials out of your body. And all you got left now, look, is the juice, the liquor, so they say. You strain all this off so that you've just got the milky stuff. Over there you go, and just drain it off. I mean, that's nothing special in it. You're just literally getting the milk out of it. Look, there you go, or the liquor. There you go. You don't need any of those bits. You're going to be chucking them bits away. Set that aside for right now. I'll come back to that in a minute. All right, the eggs. They'll be definitely done by now. So you want to strain them out, cool them down. It's nice cool water. Just leave them there for a bit. You want to break the fish up now into little flaky bits. Easier doing with two hands. When it's cool enough, this is cool enough now. You got your salmon, you got your haddock. Smoked haddock is good because it flavor comes out. So you want to leave it still a bit chunky, but you want nice and flaky too. I'm always tempted to eat that thing right there, but I'm going to leave it as is. What are we going to do with this is we are going to waste nothing at all. Get that in there. As you spread this out, just be delicate with it, all right? You don't want to mush up the fish. Go ahead and peel the eggs, and comes off nice and quick. You want to rinse these off. Just get rid of the eggshell. Quick way of peeling these eggs. I can't remember who showed me this. Just literally just roll it like that, and that egg's ready to peel now. So if you are lucky, you get under the skin and it peels everything off. And there you go, Liz. Tad little bit done. Go there, come on, there you go, right, wash that off, rinse that off. Okay, now the shell, you can actually put the shell in the compost because it helps to break things up. It's good for drainage as well. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to take these eggs, each of those eggs, and we're just going to, nice and chunky, just cut them up into some nice thick layers, all right, nothing thin, really nice and thick, so we've got a good experience going on when we bite into them as well. We're going to layer them on top of our fish. Get it all layered in. That's nicely layered. Right, don't forget to be stirring them potatoes around, okay? Okay, so you want half of that butter. Chuck in there, just want it to melt away. Save the rest of the butter because that's going to go in with the potatoes. You're going to mash it all up with the potatoes. Make sure that does not burn. Hey. They're doing all right. Give them a bit of a stir. Not too bad. We'll lower that heat a little bit. It's a bit too high. We're going to put some flour in. We're going to make a roux, as they say. And then we're going to pour the liquor in there, you know, the milk. And we're going to make it nice, kind of a creamy sauce. You don't want to take this off the heat now. You don't want it to burn or anything. And you're going to take some of your flour. And you're going to add your flour in and mix it in. So about that kind of consistency. There's your roux. What we're going to do with the roux is we're going to pour, not all of it though, there we are, get that back on the heat, and you're going to want to stir that in. You don't want to put all the liquor in there because it's really hard to stir all this lot in if you've got too much liquid in there. What you're trying to do is just to cook out the flour. So you can see that's starting to go right now. Look, so as that's starting to go, I'm going to take it off the heat again. Right, this is not a rushed process. So you want to make sure that that flour is going. Right, that's lovely. You want to get some more of this juice in there. There we go. Love it. Stir that in as well. That's really nice. You've got to see the actual process of this, haven't you? You can't just say, oh, stir it in, whatever. Because you've got to see how do you actually do it. Put that back on the heat. And so it's on a high enough heat to be able to cook it. So I've not got a low heat right now. So there we go. Don't leave this. You have to be on this, because if you leave it, this is going to gunk up and you're going to lose it. It's going to be your sauce wasted. There you go. If you want to get a whisk on that, get some of them lumps out, and feel free, have at it, go for it. But we're just cooking out that flour is what we call it. So just working that flour so it cooks, and otherwise it tastes all floury. What you don't want to do is end up with no more liquid, but it's still getting thick. And if that happens, just add some milk to it and you'll be fine. Don't add water. Add a little bit more cream if you wanted to. So I'm just getting those lumps out there. I think that's probably going to be a bit thick. So you want a nice, smooth, silky consistency. And I think I've probably overdone it with the flour. So that is still not cooked out yet. And you can see it's starting to get a little bit thick. And I've run out of the juice, the liquor. So I'm going to need to put some more milk in there. You want to do a good job, you want it to taste good. You'd be amazed, you'd be really surprised with yourself if you've never done this before. Actually be really surprised with yourself. And what we're going to do is put a little bit of pepper in there. And I don't know how much pepper you want, but I did like cracked pepper. Get your chopped parsley in there as well. Nice fresh chopped parsley. Don't use any of that dry stuff. It's gross, man. Okay. So that's what it's kind of trying to look like a little bit without me tipping it up everywhere. That's really nice. It's lovely. Look at that. That's very nice. It's a lovely sauce, that is. You want to check to see if it's salty enough, and mine's not quite, so I want to get a little bit more salt going on in there. Make sure that that's not bubbling over and it's not going all thick or anything. You don't want to overcook this either. Okay, you don't want it going gloopy. Also got either ground nutmeg or grind your nutmeg. And I'm going to grind a little bit of the nutmeg and I'm going to pop it in there as well. Nice bit of ground nutmeg in there. I don't want to overpower it, mind you. Okay, it's a fish dish and we want just enough of a flavour behind it. That's what you're trying to do with these flavours, is trying to put it behind the fish flavour and integrate it in. You don't want any other flavours sitting on top. Otherwise, it's not a fish dish. What do I do with this next? Potatoes. You put this aside, turn off the heat, get the potatoes done. It should be ready by now, shouldn't they? Let's have a little look. Oh, it's definitely ready. Now these potatoes, I'm going to put them in where the juice was, because then that bit of juice will get in potatoes as well. You see. Right, got to mash them potatoes up. Get that mashy. You want to put some salt in at this time, great, but there's salt in my butter, and there's salt in the fish, and there's salt in the sauce as well, so I'm not going to bother, to be honest with you, but I do want the rest of that butter. It's just so good. That's a good quality butter as well. I mean, don't get the cheap, horrible stuff. Get something that's a couple of p extra. I mean, why not? Look, you're eating this stuff. You've had a hard time enough as it is, so why are you not treating yourself now? Go get yourself some good food, because if you've been alienated, you're having a tough time with that, and you've gone without, and you're going without your kids, you're going without, I mean, geez, how worse can it get? If you've not been alienated, but if you've been abused, narcissistically abused in some other way, you're guaranteed you've been gone without as well. At the end of the day, you've gone without. So this is the time of your life now, from now onwards, to treat yourself. But don't spend everything. Don't get yourself in debt, whatever it is. But it's just better butter. It costs a few p extra, 50p extra maybe. But it's worth it. It tastes good. The whole experience is great. Anyway, so that's nice. A little bit of black pepper in there as well, crushed, cracked pepper. Right, so let's give that one last little stir. Gonna pour this all over. Have as much as you like. Nice bit of sauce. Save some of this for another fish dish. Just pour it all over. Why not? Or take that baked potato that we didn't use earlier and make yourself a nice dish out of that. I wouldn't put cheese on it because cheese would overpower it. Let's put it in the fridge and let's just leave it there for a bit to cool down. Right, that's been about 30 minutes. That's cooled it down a little bit, and let's just go ahead and take a spoon this mashed potato all over the top. We're going to shove this in the oven in a minute just to give it a nice crispy top. You don't have to. I mean, if you're saving your electric, you can literally just eat it like this and not have cooled it down. Lovely. Nice. And then just go ahead and knock that down. If you leave bits sticking up, they'll go nice and crispy. I want to put it in the oven about 200 for about half an hour. And all we got to do is wait and just have a cup of tea, something like that. You maybe reflect on what's happening, maybe not reflect at all, maybe not think on anything at all. The main thing is we're cooking on Saturdays, every Saturday. You've got to show up with, get yourself a notepad and a pencil and make some notes, and it's a lot of fun. If you're not really a cook, into cooking, whatever, we're all cooks, you know, to some extent. But if you've not really tried this, then maybe this is a great way to take your mind off of things, okay? When it comes to parental alienation, it's a very, very serious thing. When you've been narcissistically abused without parental alienation, because I believe parental alienation is narcissistic abuse. If you've been alienated, if you are being alienated, if you are without your children, you are currently being abused. You are currently being narcissistically abused. You're still being abused. And there's the thing, isn't it? You're still being abused. But what they can't do is control your cooking. Put it on the baking tray because it's spilling all over the place. Oh man, that's so good. That is really nice. Yeah, I'm pleased with that one. So you're going to dish this out. Look at that. That's really good. Look at that. Good home cooking. Doesn't cost a lot either. Even the fish, you know. I mean, look how much it makes. If you're on your own, no doubt some of you are, you've got 3 good meals right there. You get some veggies on the side as well. I could have put some peas. You're going to put some peas right there, look. That's just delicious. Oh no, that's just so good. See, it's funny, having a bit of a funny mood today. It's a strange mood, but what's really nice is you got this little bit of delight going on right there. Even when you're feeling strange, because like I'm feeling, honestly, my head is a bit weird today. It really is. But I'm going to sit down, I'm going to tuck in with this meal right now. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy it. So, you know, if I can't bring a smile to my face quite so much today, I can at least bring a smile to my tummy. So next Saturday, same thing. And then during the week there'll be other videos as well, so keep an eye on that one as well. Any ideas, comment down there. Please, please, please like, please share this as well so that people might want to see it. And please subscribe to the channel because it's just so cool seeing new subscribers coming up, and then you dropping messages and stuff, and it's just wonderful. Subscribe, like, share, like. Right, gotta go. Take care. Bye-bye.